The human brain can focus for only 8-12 minutes at a time before it starts to lose efficiency. This phenomenon is known as the Ultradian Rhythm, where our bodies experience natural cycles of productivity and rest. Researchers have found that by working in focused 90-minute increments, called the Pomodoro Technique, people can boost their productivity by up to 400%. But that's not the only way to boost your focus. Let's dive into the world of productivity techniques and methods. Imagine you're trying to focus on a task, but your brain keeps wandering off on tangents, and you can't seem to get anything done. That's where the Pomodoro Technique comes in. It's a simple yet powerful tool for boosting your productivity and focus. The technique involves working in focused 25-minute increments, followed by a 5-minute break, and then repeating the cycle. But the key to making this technique work is to eliminate distractions, and that's where the art of focus comes in. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You need to be able to focus on the task at hand and filter out all the other noise. One way to do this is by using the Pomodoro timer, which is a simple tool that helps you stay on track and focused. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused, even with the Pomodoro technique? That's where the concept of the single tasking comes in. It's the practice of focusing on a single task at a time. It's like trying to thread a needle. You need to concentrate on the task at hand and not get distracted by other things. But how do you actually do this? How do you stay focused and avoid distractions? One way to do this is by using the 2-minute rule. If a task can be done in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. But what if the task can't be done in less than 2 minutes? That's where the concept of the Eisenhower matrix comes in. It's a tool for prioritizing tasks based on their urgency and importance. Imagine you have a task that's both urgent and important. It's like a fire that needs to be put out. You need to focus on that task immediately and eliminate any distractions that might get in the way. But what if you're someone who struggles with procrastination? How do you actually get started on a task?
That's where the concept of the 5-second rule comes in. It's a simple technique for overcoming procrastination.
The rule is simple. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, count down from 5 and take immediate action. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying motivated? How do you actually stay motivated and focused? That's where the concept of the habit loop comes in. It's a tool for creating habits that stick. The loop consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. You need to identify the cue and the routine, and then reward yourself for sticking to it. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying organized? How do you actually stay organized and focused? That's where the concept of the getting things done, GTD, system comes in. It's a tool for managing tasks and projects. The system involves breaking down large tasks into smaller ones, and then organizing them into categories and lists. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused in meetings? How do you actually stay focused and engaged? That's where the concept of the parking lot comes in. It's a tool for dealing with distractions in meetings. The parking lot involves writing down any distractions or ideas that come up during the meeting, and then dealing with them later. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused in a world full of distractions? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the flow state comes in. It's a mental state of complete focus and immersion in a task. The flow state is like being in a state of complete flow. You're fully engaged and focused on the task at hand. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a few minutes? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the ultra learning comes in. It's a technique for learning new skills and staying focused. The technique involves breaking down learning into smaller chunks and then focusing on one chunk at a time. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a few hours? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the Pomodoro 2.0 comes in. It's an updated version of the Pomodoro technique. The technique involves working in focused 90-minute increments, followed by a 10-15-minute break. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a day? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the time blocking comes in. It's a technique for scheduling large blocks of uninterrupted time. The technique involves blocking out large chunks of time on a calendar and then focusing on a single task during that time. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a week? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the habit stacking comes in. It's a technique for building habits that stick. The technique involves stacking new habits onto existing ones and then reinforcing them with rewards and consequences. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a month? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the goal setting comes in. It's a technique for setting and achieving long-term goals. The technique involves setting clear and specific goals and then breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks. But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a year? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the systems thinking comes in. It's a technique for understanding and improving complex systems.
The technique involves breaking down complex systems into smaller components and then analyzing and improving each component.
But what if you're someone who struggles with staying focused on a task for more than a decade? How do you actually stay focused and motivated? That's where the concept of the purpose-driven comes in. It's a technique for finding and pursuing long-term purpose. The technique involves identifying your core values and passions and then aligning your work and life with them. Now that we've explored some of the top productivity techniques and methods, it's time to summarize the key takeaways. The key to staying focused and motivated is to find a system that works for you and then stick to it. Whether it's the Pomodoro Technique, the habit loop, or the time blocking, the most important thing is to find a system that helps you stay focused and motivated. So what's the next step for you? Will you try one of these techniques, or will you come up with your own? Whatever you choose, remember that the key to staying focused and motivated is to find a system that works for you, and then stick to it.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on productivity and focus.
Productivity and subscribe for focus. More videos on productivity and focus.